Mark's speed has increased 65%, his endurance 70%, and his strength 138%.
That's what I like to see, Mark. That's what I want to hear. You notice how right off the bat, first thing they stated in the official trailer of season 3 is the improvements he made since season 2. Man, they understand their audience, because that's literally the only thing I wanted to hear about Mark for season 3. I didn't want to hear about like, oh, what's going on with his relationship with Amber. I didn't want to hear nothing about Eve. I didn't want to hear nothing about like, oh, did he actually quit college or not? You know, I just wanted to know if he's ready, because right now he's the symbol of peace. Like if you get my hero reference, he's the symbol of peace. He's Earth's hope against the Vulturemites. So I'm glad to know, I'm glad to hear that the fact that he's holding his promise from the end of season 2, him stating that like he wants to get better, like he needs to get better. Those are the exact words he said at the end of season 2. So I'm glad to know off the rip that he already is making improvements.
Are you working with D.A. Sinclair? He turned people into monsters.
You killed Angstrom Levy. Should I lock you up too?
You know that was different.
That's tough. That's so tough. Like, why he had to bring back his trauma? Like, why he had to do that? If you see my episode 8 reaction video for season 2 episode 8, I did like a deep analysis of like basically Mark's thought process after killing him. This man was coping hard in the aftermath of their fight, and it looks like Cecil is like using that to his advantage. Like, yo, you got sins too, you got flaws, you went against your morals, so why can't I? Man, Mark can't use his moral high ground anymore, where he was like, oh yeah, I stick to my word, I stick to my morals. Now Cecil knows that like, yeah, you didn't do it this time, so I could use that against you anytime I want to go against something moral that I believe in. I don't even know if Cecil has morals that he believes in. But interesting start so far. I'm liking how the trailer is looking so far.
Kid Omni-Man is here!
He told me the O was for Oliver.
Oliver, you gotta look out for other people.
Oliver, what are you doing? I wonder what type of hero Oliver will be, because we know that Mark is the type to like, he has all the strength in the world, all the abilities. He could be as strong as basically any Vulturemite, but that lack of belief of his, like him not believing his own strength, his own capabilities, and also him always wanting to hold back. I wonder if Oliver is gonna suffer the same fate, like, you know, if he's gonna have the same flaws as Mark, or maybe he's probably gonna be the opposite. You know, I feel like Oliver is gonna be full of belief. You know, I think he's gonna be too reckless in a sense, and that's gonna be his flaw. But I'm glad to see that he's growing up fast, because I think I mentioned this like back in season 2, like they don't have much allies to begin with against the Vulturemites. Like, who they got? They got Alan, they got Omni-Man, they got that one Vulturemite that saved Alan, then there's Mark, and then Oliver, right? That's it, right? It's just the big 5. It's just the starting 5. They only got a starting lineup. I think that's it, right? Like, that's 5 people. And yeah, of course they got like, you know, the other heroes on Earth, which I think maybe only 2 or 3 of them could do something. Well, like Immortal Man and maybe one other character, maybe the Iron Man ripoff. Maybe that guy with his IQ could probably do something, but other than that, like everyone else is like basically irrelevant. Like, I don't see where anyone else could really do something against the Vulturemites. So like their bench is very weak, like it's very top heavy. Like they have an amazing starting 5, but the bench is, you know, it's just not looking good at all. So it's hard to say it's a super team. Like, yeah, this starting 5 is good, but the bench, we don't know how much Vulturemites is going to be arriving to Earth when they invade, so we'll see.
What are you hiding in here?
The White Room is for my protection.
Protection from what?
From you, Mark.
What? Okay, this season is gonna be crazy. That's all I know. That's all I know. It looks like it's already gonna succeed my expectations already.
Time for a change.
In more ways than one.
What? I don't know. How you guys feel about this new suit? It's okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm so accustomed to the old one that like this one just is not it, bro. It's not it. Maybe it's the eyes. Like, maybe it's the eyes for me that's not hitting. Like, I think that's really what's not hitting right now, because this is not it. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it right now. What you think? Okay, so that's the end of the trailer, and I might as well jump straight into my expectations. What do I think is gonna be happening in season 3? What I want to see, what I hope stays in season 2 and previous season and season 1. Let's talk about it. First things first, I gotta say the trailer is really good. So far, it's looking promising. Mark is not going to college, you know. There's no scenes about Amber at all, so I guess that's over. Eve is nowhere to be found, so I don't know what's going on there. I remember in the end of season 2 episode 8, it was revealed that like Eve loves Mark, and like that was gonna be a whole new little drama that goes on there, but I don't see her at all in this season, so I don't know what's going on with that. But speaking of Eve, I think she was like the other person I was thinking about too, in terms of like that could actually stand a chance against a Viltrumite. But for the most part in this trailer, it looks like Mark is locked in. Like he's on his grinding winter arc, you know, lone wolf mentality. Fine, I'll do it myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he looked like he's having a drastic change in this season. I don't think the Mark we knew that was like holding back and not believing in his own strength is there anymore. Or at least that's what I'm thinking, or I'm hoping. I'm interested in seeing if Mark is actually gonna train his brother or not, because he needs all the help he could get against the Viltrumites. I don't know if he's gonna take the route of I'll do it myself, I'll get as strong as possible and do it myself, or is he actually gonna be willing to train his brother? I know it feels like at first he's not gonna do it, but I think eventually, like maybe halfway through the season, he's just gonna give in and start training his brother, because he's growing up fast. Like how old do you think he's like looking like in terms of Earth years? He looks like at least 8 to me, like between 8 to 12, but I was probably say like around 8 or 10 years old. So like give him like a year or a couple of months and he's like Mark's age basically. You know, it's better to start him early, like get him adjusted to the fighting style and everything. Now another thing to talk about is Omni-Man. This man is still conflicted. This man talking about I'm not in either side. What are you talking about, bro? The Viltrumites already put you on a side. Like they already chose a side for you. They already determined that you're not one of them anymore. So like you really don't have no choice, my brother. Like, are you not gonna help out your family? Like, then you just said in the ending of season 2 that like it was like the final scene too. Like literally the final scene of season 2 episode 8 was him saying that I miss my wife. But yet in the trailer he looks like he's still conflicted. Come on, man. It's either you join their side or you get executed by the Viltrumites. Like I don't think it requires much thinking and debating about which side he's on. But I think Alan is gonna figure some way out to help Omni-Man figure himself out and get out of there. I'm really looking forward to seeing their interactions, because if Omni-Man and Alan are able to make it to Earth safely and escape for a good amount of time, then imagine the training arc with Alan, Mark, Omni-Man, Oliver. Like, you know, that'd be insane. But speaking of training, I wonder, other than like Mark getting just stronger and faster and having more endurance and everything, I feel like they should be showing him studying the books that his father left, exposing the weaknesses of Viltrumites. Like he should be reading those books like it's the Bible, like it literally showcases the gospel in there. Like that's literally how he should be reading. And heck, I could see a case where maybe Oliver is the one who finds the books, and that's what gets him curious and like, you know, planning and plotting. Like I could help, like, see, I've been reading these books, you know, and he's been like learning on his own at first, because I feel like he's gonna be, especially since he's growing up so fast, his brain is probably gonna be accelerated in terms of like grasping new techniques and skills. I'm assuming he's gonna be a very fast learner based on the fact that he grows up like instantly. You know, now with this whole conflict with Cecil and Mark, like how the hell is that sparking off? Like they don't got time for this. Really, like honestly, I hope this is not the major fight of season 3, because really, like with the Viltrumites being like the final boss, like they don't got time to be fighting each other like this. Like come on now, because if that's the case, it looks like the Viltrumites is not gonna be the primary enemy of this season. It's looking like so far. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope like this whole conflict with Cecil is just some, of course not like some little conflict, but I hope it's not like the primary focus of the season, or you know, the primary conflict. Because it's looking like it's Team Mark versus Team Cecil, as we see like the girl who does copies like going against the guy that cheated on her. That's insane. Or wait, wasn't it? No, it was he cheated on Eve with her. That was it. But anyways, it looks like it's gonna be Team Mark versus Team Cecil. I don't know how that started, but we'll see. The fact that we don't see Eve in this season, I don't know what type of conflict she's going through, because she didn't seem that conflicted in the end of last season, so I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know if they show her intentionally or not. Maybe I'm just reading too deeply and maybe it doesn't mean anything that she's not really shown in this trailer. Now, what I want to see in this season, the whole Viltrumites conflict, I do want a surprise invade, because like the Viltrumites never specify when they're gonna invade Earth. So like I just want to just happen like one day randomly, like a random Tuesday, where they just like appear, just like how the lady who just like snatched up Amber's neck just randomly while they were on a date last season. I just want like the whole ship just to appear like randomly, you know? Like maybe it would happen like during the conflict with Cecil and Mark, but I think that would be so hype if that was to happen. Honestly, probably what's gonna happen is Alan and Nolan is gonna be the first ones to figure out when they're gonna be going to Earth, and that's when Nolan is gonna like snap into his senses and realize that he needs to choose his side and help out his family. That's most likely gonna be the case, but it'd be so crazy if they just like popped in on Earth like just randomly. That would really set the bar for this season. But other than that, like based on the trailer, it already looks promising. Like there's nothing else I could really say that I would like to see that I'm not already seeing in the trailer that's looking good already. So yeah, you let me know your thoughts of the trailer and your expectations for the season. What are some of your predictions of what's gonna be happening? How do you feel about Mark's behavior this season? He looks like a changed man. Do you think he'll fall back to his old ways of holding back and looking like a fraud at times? How you feel about Oliver's character development? How you think he's gonna act in the show? I feel like he's gonna be a very reckless child. Honestly, I feel like he's gonna be the opposite of Mark, who has like full belief, like very confident and believes in himself. But yeah, let's have a discussion in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. Watch out for my reaction videos, my reviews, my deep analysis of season 3 as it comes out, February 6th. Yeah, definitely gonna be on that, watching that the whole season. So yeah, watch out for that. And yeah, thanks for watching.